Everybody good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah. Pro Fan Sports Podcast. Let's get it. Pro fans, tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam. Sean on the mic, very flat too. Keep you updated, that's what we do. Pro fans, tune into the program. Pro fans, tune into the program. Pro fans, tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam.
Yo, what to do, everybody? It's your boy John Altidor with Pro Fan Sports Podcast. Back at you with another one. My boys Vlad, Barry, and back on the show, our homie from the 98.5 Sports Hub, NBC Sports Boston, Joe Murray, man. How you been? How you doing?
What's up, boys? So people are going to see this, right? Not just listen to it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Of course.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I got to tell you, John is rocking a sweet Patriots hat.
Yo, yeah, man. What is this, Carhartt or something like that? Yeah.
I feel like wearing some khakis, you know? Like I want to be like Dr. Dre, khakis with a cuff in the crease, you know what I mean? With the hat on.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, man. Absolutely. Yeah, I know John's
that,
swag
man.
out today. John's got his swag out.
So he's got the swag, huh? John's the swag guy? What's Vlad, the muscle? It was Barry, the voice. Is that it?
You can say that.
Barry's the ladies' man. That's Barry.
The ladies, man. I'll take it too. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. No doubt. I'll take that. Absolutely. That's that B-Money lifestyle.
Hey, you see that?
You know the vibes. You know how I roll. Oh, no, yo, dub, man. I'm all about that.
Yes, sir. But Joe, man, you know, we gotta thank you. You told us you dropped the Pro Fan Sports name on the radio, man. You know, that's a big deal to us, man. We appreciate you for that.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you for coming back on, man.
Just remember, I support local. I'm from local, and that's the one that. And I probably told you guys this before, and thanks for having me back on. But like, I try to. You guys listen to like sports radio, and everyone loves sports.
Of course,
we're all into it. But like, you know what you're gonna get when you listen to from 6 in the morning to midnight and during the week. Mm-hmm. On the weekend, you don't know what you're gonna get, bro. and then you get me. So I'll talk it all, man. I'll bust through like you name a town. I'm glad to hear you guys had Leroy on. I love working with him now. Like, we're two dudes from the city, the same age. So, like, we bring things up, man, that, like, you wouldn't believe. But we get people calling about it, Like,
yeah,
man, I rep local, and, it's kind of funny. We go out a lot, and, like, I'm loyal, man. Like, I love this cider. I haven't had cider in a bit because I'm watching the old calories. But I had another cider company reach out to me, and I'm like, nah, man, my guy's in Eastie, man. I'm not coming to see you. I got my boy too. But yeah, I keep it local, man, and that's kind of how I roll. But I'm glad to be here, and I feel like I'm underdressed. I feel like
nah, you good, man. South Pacific, for real. Actually, one of the things Vlad said, that he loved about you listening to you is you talk about everything, when you're on the radio. You could be talking about sports, and then it turns into, food, or, I mean, better yet, last time you were on here, you said next time you came on, you wanted us to list some of our top diss tracks. I believe you said top 5 or something like that. So let's get to that.
Oh, we're starting off with this right away?
Right out the gate.
Right out the gate, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right, what do you got? Are we doing your diss tracks, right?
I mean, I told everybody to put top 5 diss tracks, man. So I do got my list, So I think on my list, definitely Cube, No Vaseline, right? I got Pop, Hit 'Em Up. Definitely gotta have Jay-Z Takeover. Ether. That's something I listen to like on repeat all the time. It was like one of those songs, like, you know, you could listen to that at any time, you know. And then another track, it's more recent. A lot of people probably gonna be like, really? But this track was on the radio all the time. It wasn't even in the club, you know, and it's recent too. I'm gonna go with Drake, Back to Back.
I like that, dude. It's in one of mine. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
what you got, Vlad?
So I think it's weird because Flazo, as I was making my diss track, I was like, yo, those diss tracks are gonna be similar, because I literally have almost the same as John. So mine in no particular order. No Vaseline, Hit Them Up, Back to Back, Ether, and the only different thing in mine compared to John is the Story of Adonis by Pusha T.
Ooh, you mean the Story of Adidon? The Story of Adidon.
Yes.
That's Pusha T.
Yep.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Pusha T's underrated, but he definitely got bars and does his thing, right?
He went low blow on that one, man.
And this is the thing about music, man. Like, it's like, whoa, he said something, and you're like, whoa, yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy, dude.
We take in so much music that we've probably forgotten more than we know.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
no, for real,
sure.
Facts.
What you got, Barry?
Cool. So, yeah, I got some similar ones to, John and Vlad. Like I had, Ether, Hit 'Em Up, by Tupac, Back to Back by Drake. And I also got, I'm going to put, believe it or not, The Massacre.
The Massacre.
I don't know. I don't think I know that one.
Was that dissing?
That was
Was that 50 Cent?
50 Cent, yeah.
Yeah, that was
okay.
Jada. Was he going against Jada?
I think it was either Jada or Ja Rule.
It's one of them. No, I think Jada's the other one. That's Ja Rule. I'm pretty sure that's Ja Rule.
I can see that. I can see that being Ja Rule.
Yeah, because they had that beef going on and stuff for a hot minute. So,
I got two you guys missed, and they're probably just easy. Speaking of easy,
Easy.
real Compton City G's.
Yeah.
You guys are. Hey, yo, doctor, here's another proper track. And it's like Mother Dre, Snoop, Death Row, Blow. That's like. Easy E on Dre, because what was first was Dre Day, right?
Yeah.
Used to be my homie, used to be my ace. Now I want to slap the taste out your mouth and make you bow down to the row. And he goes, used to be my homie. He talks about Easy and references him, and Snoop references Jerry Heller. You know what I mean? Like,
oh shit.
So those
underrated.
Two, like, Dre Day started. And then when real, can I swear or no?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, real motherfucker, right? So he goes, and they go, yo, they tried to play you on Dre Day, and Easy goes, but Dre Day only make Easy's payday, and because every Chronic album, Easy made all the money.
That's right.
Think about it. He never got out of his contract in time. So every single dollar that went to the Chronic album, literally Eazy-E made. Think about that.
That's amazing.
So it was true. Like, he could. So like, Dre made out, right? Don't we think with Beats by Dre? I know his ex-wife took it all.
Billionaire now.
But I think Dre's doing all right these days.
Yeah. And I think he actually won that case, right?
Well, because
against his wife. Yeah, she wasn't allowed to get a lot of stuff.
You probably saw Straight Outta Compton, but I'll give you a better one, man. If you get a chance to watch, I think it's on HBO. It's called Defiant Ones. It's a quick story. Jimmy Iovine, he's the one that helped Dr. Dre get out of his contract. Jimmy Iovine. I know, here I am, dude. I don't want to. I call it ear banging. Let me just keep going. But Jimmy Iovine, like helped John Lennon when he wasn't with the Beatles. Got Bruce Springsteen a contract. Got Tom Petty had an issue with the record company. They owned his records, and all he goes, just give me my. I don't want the money. Just give me my music back. And they were like, no.
My masters. Yeah.
He owned his music, and they wouldn't even give him his songs back, so he couldn't play his songs anymore. And so Jimmy Iovine got him out of that deal. And and then going further, he found, if you know them, like Gwen Stefani. He found her. I don't know. But so Jimmy Iovine did a lot of things, knew nothing about rap, and he was like, you saw the movie. He's like, dude, I don't know nothing about rap, but dude, you got it. You know what I mean? And if you look at the history of it, Dre had to start his own company, but he needed a worker, and he found Eminem.
Yeah.
And Eminem found 50 Cent found, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
right down the line, exactly.
So it was the same thing for Jimmy Iovine found Trent Reznor, who's 9 Inch Nails, if you know music. He found Marilyn Manson.
That's nuts.
And then Marilyn Manson
crazy.
found, this thing. So that's what Defiant Ones is about. It shows how they met was Jimmy Iovine was called Dr. Dre one day. And he's like, hey, what are you doing, Dre? And he goes, I got somebody coming over, to offer me some sneakers. And Jimmy Iovine goes, speakers? And he goes, no, sneakers. And he goes, what the hell somebody want to give you sneakers for? Because but so all of Jimmy Iovine's like, well, why doesn't Dr. Dre have his own speaker?
Oh.
And that's how they came
That's how that came up?
Beats by Dre.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Two old friends one day. A misspoken word on a cell phone turned from him getting a sneaker deal to creating a speaker deal.
They sold that
now he's a billionaire.
They sold that to Apple for $1 billion or something.
And that's what Defiant Ones is about how they were just so defiant, but they all persevered, and they're all making dough. Defiant Ones, you gotta watch it. And it's about all sorts of music and genres and who they found and dude,
everything's connected, man.
It's all connected to the shit our parents listened to.
Yeah.
Going back to way back when, and it shows the struggle of the business. You know what I mean? People sign really bad deals. They don't know any better. You know what I mean? It's it's good shit, man. And it's boring to talk about this on the air for so. Yeah, you got to watch it, man. It's good shit, and I bet you.
What's that on?
I think it's on HBO. It might even be on YouTube if you Defiant Ones, Dr. Dre. It's probably a 90-minute. It's very good, dude. Very, very good.
I love those type of documentaries, I'm into music myself, man. So definitely we'll check that out.
And real quick, I'm a little older than you guys, so the shit that I'm Drake, man. You think about him now, I know his new album was whatever, and I didn't like Donda, and we could argue that all day. But Certified Lover Boy, Donda, it's Certified Lover Boy all day. I just don't think it's his. I'm late to the Drake party, man. When you guys were young, probably dude, this is just, I was like, who's this fucking Drake guy? You know what I mean? And then one day I'm like, whoa. And you know what? He's not an MC. That's what I think people need to realize.
No.
He doesn't claim to be an MC. He's just a dude who writes lyrics. He can sing.
He makes music, man.
On the radio to make money.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I always say, to me, Drake is top 5.
Yeah.
When it comes to, earnings and all that stuff, longevity, being on top of the game for years. And he's not going anywhere still, man. And the guy has his own planes now, man.
Yeah. And he's a big gambler now. Watch what's going to happen with him.
I've seen that.
These big casinos now.
Into sports betting.
You watch. Drake might be able to get a deal just showing up to casinos.
Drake shocked me.
Because, dude, right? I mean, he's going to drop money. But if let's just hypothetically say Drake's like, hey, man, come sign up to DraftKings today. promo code Drake, dude, we'll go 0 to 100 real quick.
Real
you know what
quick.
I mean? Like everyone will be like
that's
signing up for DraftKings. You know what I mean, though? Like it would just
right. Could get a nice little deal there. No, for
Yeah.
sure. That's a really good idea. That's
But just real
awesome.
quick, to bring it full circle, that's why on the weekends when I do what I do, you guys can get the sports talk, can get it wherever you want. It's just that when it's the Joe show, it's I'm gonna talk about what I want, but I want you. The calls are gonna steer. And a lot of shows don't steer by calling. Like Felger Mazmake is an art. Guys, I sit in that show, like I fill in every once in a while, and I'm like, it's amazing how they can talk about one thing for so long.
For hours.
Think about the 20 minutes we've just been talking and where we've gone. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They just sit at one thing total. Like, that's not the Joe show. and I respect everything that they do. Dude, they're successful. Like, I'm trying to do it differently because, like, I think everyone's got that covered now. You know what I mean? I think everyone's got the hot sports take covered. Now it's like, hey, what can we do to entertain and be cool? And hey, what's your thought on it?
And also, I'm sorry to cut you off, but you come on Saturdays and Sundays, and usually on Saturdays, not that I'm not trying to listen to sports, but it's a little bit of a more relaxing atmosphere. You know what I'm trying to say? So when I turn you guys on a Saturday, it's refreshing to hear not only somebody new, but just to hear you guys talk about the squatter party or something like that, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it is also relatable, right? Like it's relatable as well.
Relatable for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you guys say that.
Shit, man.
It's funny you guys say that because, like, I sometimes wonder how some people are so relatable. Like, I don't know, man. Like, some of these guys do really well, right? Like, I'm like, wow, you just got on a plane and went to Nantucket, huh? Wow, that's Sorry, I can't relate to that. You know what I mean? It's just we listen every day, but we all can't relate to that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
but
real guys over here, man.
They know how to do it, bro. You know?
Yeah, no doubt. Man. I had one more track, y'all. Since I named 4 tracks, I'm gonna name my 5th one. I don't know if y'all know about this one, but I feel like I have to throw an Eminem diss track in there because I mean, you talk about a guy who's like the king of diss tracks and like can diss pretty much anybody. You know what I'm saying, on the planet. So with Quitter / Hit 'Em Up freestyle.
It's a freestyle. Eminem. Okay.
Who is he? Who is he dissing?
Well, apparently was a response to Whitney's Revenge by Everlast.
Everlast. Yeah, Everlast is the guy who sang from House of Pain. Remember Jump Around? I'm gonna drop my rise to the top. Yeah, that's Everlast.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, Eminem always has the funny beefs. Wasn't he like something like that? Who was it?
Oh no, it was Machine Gun Kelly, I think, right? Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, that was later on.
Well,
he said something like, "In Moby, you can get shot by Obi." Something.
No, dude, listen,
38-year-old.
If you guys are bored, just listen to the song. The name is called Marshall Mathers. Is the name of the song. Cause I'm just Marshall Mathers. I'm just a regular guy. I don't know why. He just literally starts. Dude, he starts off with the NSYNC. He gets into Ricky Martin. He just starts going. The Insane Clown Posse are involved. Carson Daly ripping, and it's like
nuts, man.
Like, you know what I mean? But it's funny you guys bring this up. Myself and Leroy Irvin had a discussion one day. It basically dominated the show, and I think you guys should be the final decision maker.
We appreciate that.
That's an honor.
Better rapper, Eminem or Jay-Z?
Ooh. Damn. You had to go there. Shoot. Damn.
Hey, I know Eminem killed Jay-Z on one of his own records.
There you go.
I know that. And you can't. I mean, I just think putting words together, nobody like
so my take was Eminem, and it's because he was so dominant in an era where like no one saw a guy like him before.
Yeah.
He also like reached out to, and let's just be honest, he reached out to black people who didn't listen to white music, white rappers, and then white people who didn't listen to rap music. And he literally touched those hate rap music, right? Like, the people who are like, oh, don't listen to that shit. You know what I mean? He touched all those people. And then he touched every high school kid who wanted to just be like, he wanted that just wanted to be defiant. You know what I mean? Like, although I think Jay-Z's run might be longer and more consistent.
Absolutely.
I think Eminem's punch in the face for 5 years left an indent on the history of rap.
I agree.
I mean, he just puts music. Go ahead, Black.
I'm gonna pick Jay-Z for those same things you just said: the longevity, the run, and also just I think if two people drop today, right? If Eminem dropped today and Jay-Z dropped today, I just think everybody's running to Jay-Z more than they're running to Eminem.
See, that's not what I think about. I think about like purely putting words together. You know what I'm saying? It's not about. It's just like purely the art of rapping. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what I look at. Like obviously Jay-Z, nobody's touching him. With all the success that he's had and all the moves he's made within hip hop, and he got the hood on lock, but. As far as like rapping, putting words together, I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard to go against them.
Now I get you all stumped.
Yeah, I know it's a tough.
But I thought I was sort of
question. Difficult question to answer for sure. Should I guess I might as well give my answer. Should I keep going back and forth? Yeah, I'm gonna go Jay-Z. Close, but I'm gonna give the slighter edge to Jay-Z.
We got to split here.
Right. Like even though
what? Let's just keep it going, man.
He's a dog. He, what I'm saying, killed it, and was absolutely like incredible in his prime. But like Jay-Z's been like doing it for like a hot minute, and he's still like hot right now. Like even when he drops something right now, like everybody's bumping that like on repeat, and everyone's like listening to that for for a while. So it's like his music is just on a whole another level, and like just like really is something that like everyone like relates to, and like it really like sticks with you. Not that Eminem's doesn't, but I feel like it's on a much higher level, between out of the two rappers. So that's probably who I'd go with.
Keeping it sports related, Jay-Z now helps who does the halftime show for the Super Bowl. So like that's kind of his like what he's gonna do now, directing. Who guys would like to see in a Super Bowl that hasn't performed yet?
I think it's easy. The guy you guys were just talking about, Drake. I just think like, why not have a guy like that on? I mean, there's so many people. To me, there's Drake, there's Kanye, there's
Kanye. You might have to stay away from because it's like NFL's trying to go real clean. You know what I mean? And
yeah, but
Kanye,
that's not for me though. For me, a guy like that with his discography, I think that show would be amazing. And also with Kanye's just creativity, I just think the way that show would be, it would be like something.
He does put on a good show.
It would just be incredible. But Kendrick, I was kind of mad that Kendrick was on the half show this year, just because I feel as though Kendrick is such a great artist by himself. Like he can put on an amazing show by himself.
They did the LA thing. Yeah.
I mean, even 50 Cent was there, and he looked overweight, didn't
he? Yeah. I was like, "What are you doing, hanging upside down, man?" He did the LA thing and left out the game, so that like what's going on there. But yeah, man. Keeping it sports related for sure. We talk about Drake, we talk about Jay-Z, two guys that love basketball. Jay-Z was at the first game, between Celtics and the Warriors, which is the teams we got in the finals right now. Fellas, what happened last night, Joe? what are we doing? What's with all these turnovers?
Well, I had the Warriors. I have the Warriors to win the series, guys. You're going against a team going for its fourth ring with a Hall of Fame talent. What happened last night was the turnovers, but you can't take 30 shots and only hit 6 of them. Like, those were their 2-point shots. So, like, was it the defense of the Warriors, or did they have a crap night shooting? I'm going to say it was probably the shooting, but the Warriors did what they wanted last night. They did what they wanted, and let's be real. Draymond Green came out, shot his shot, and said, Al Horford ain't going to do that again. Derek White, Mark, they're not going to do that again. We got this, don't worry. People were insulted by that, not the Celtics. So if we're calling out shots, that's who I go to bang, bang, bang first. And then it's Jason Tatum. Hey, man, you can't go missing in an NBA final. I know that he's progressed to where it's hard to say anything bad about Tatum because he's on this trajectory upwards that is outstanding, right? But let's be honest. He's not the main guy. This is a team. And I think once they have a buy-in, but I think at times he needs to buy in and be the best player and be the star. And maybe he needs this series to learn it. But you can't turn the ball over. You got to hit shots, and you need your star player to play. And one last thing, you got to win games at home, and they've struggled to do so. So I still like the Warriors to win the series, and I think that Robert Williams is a big difference maker for the Celtics. When he came out yesterday, remember he took that little shot to the knee and went down. He started clapping like, all right, man, let's do this. He came out like a minute later. They sucked the rest of the way. I think he's just a presence that they're not going to go inside. And they're going to shoot threes all day. And when they can do whatever they want inside, they'll bang it outside and shoot threes. So that's my take, guys. I just think that they're there, but they need someone to elevate and match everyone else. And it's supposed to be Tatum. And it hasn't happened through 2 games.
Yeah. I mean, what do you score? 28 points last night?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then it was just I don't know, man. The third quarter is a killer for sure. It's like we forget how to play basketball when we come out in the second half. And it's like
Tatum
we know
28 points last night?
He did.
He had 28 points, man. You know, I mean, he had 28. Some of these shots that he was taking, I feel like the game before he was making the right pass, and he wasn't making those last night. You know, I feel like he still has to figure out like how to get his points, and then still, you know, do the contribution stuff to distributing the ball out to the teammates as well. You know, a lot of the shots that he was taking were falling. You know, and I feel like Golden State threw a little wrinkle out there. Where they had Draymond Green on Jaylen Brown, and you know after that little situation with between Draymond and Jaylen Brown, it seemed like it wasn't working anymore. You know, and he got his second foul, you know, the phantom foul against Gary Payton, and then he kind of like disappeared. And these turnovers, man, it's just like I seen a stat today, you know. Every time we get 16-plus turnovers, we lose the game. We're 0 some odd number, you know, every time we turn over the ball that much. And then we're like 13-2. We're under that in the postseason.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, that's just – I mean, I don't know what it is with this team and turnovers and, like, their lack of, you know, taking care of the ball, but it's like we've seen it time and time again. It's like we've seen it in the Bucks series, seen it in the Heat series, and now we're seeing it in the finals against the Warriors. It's like, when are they going to learn? Like, you've got to take care of the basketball. You can't make lazy, sloppy, you know what I'm saying, passes and, you know, and let a team like the Warriors especially get in transition, because when the Warriors get in transition, they don't, make layups, dunks and stuff. They're making transition threes. Like they're turning those turnovers into threes. So it's like, I think they had 30-something points off of turnovers last night out of the amount of the Celtics had, and that to me was really the difference in the game. I mean, was that their ability to not only create those turnovers, but also get points, what I'm saying, off of them, and get those extra possessions and really control the game on that end, defensively, and and turning that into instant offense. So it's the same old story with the Celtics. Like, how many times are we going to say, on this podcast and just in general, that, turnovers will kill you? Like, they really will, and it certainly killed them in the majority of their losses in the playoffs. And that's just something that, and particularly the Jays, I feel like, they're the ones that are turned over the most. I know they have the ball a lot in their hands, but they just have to, be better, be stronger with the ball, be, smarter, with it, and make better decisions and, and better passes, and not let those guys get as many steals as they did, on Sunday. So, Joe, I wanted to ask you, what do you think the main factors for, if the Celtics are going to win this series? Like, what are the keys and the main factors that they have to be able to do consistently? Because we've seen this team be up and down in the, playoffs. So what do they have to be more consistent in order to, have more, success in this series?
I think it's just making shots, right? I mean, if they make a couple shots yesterday, the game's closer. So I just think if they have to make shots, and I think Draymond Green's kind of in their head a little bit. It is kind of weird. I wonder if they'll be like the ref angle. I mean, he looked like he was snapping the ball and then blocking the defensive tackle, and then hit on some of these plays.
Yeah.
Pancake. Are the officials going to look at that? Maybe, could that give them a benefit? So, listen, they're going home. They're probably going to have the refs on their side. Can they knock down shots? Barry, I think it's simple for the Celtics. Play good defense and knock down shots. But they don't do it consistently enough. I'm glad they're here. I mean, here's kind of a weird take. You guys know here I go, crossing sports. Brad Marchand is kind of like a real, just like rugged player, can get a penalty and kicked out or suspended at any time. He needs to play with that edge to be the 30 goal scorer, potentially 40 goal scorer. Mm-hmm. I think Marcus Smart needs to take 10 to 15 shots in order to be the defensive guy that we know and love and the heart and soul. Like, we don't want him to shoot 15, right? So it's like, but if we mess it up, he goes 1 of 6 for 2 points, and so like at this point, just roll the ball out there and let him do whatever, because it screws up his game. And so I'm just at the point now where it's like, what? No one's restricting Draymond Green on how many shots he takes. So like, we can't do it with Marcus Smart anymore,
Yeah, but Draymond Green's not a scorer.
He's with Marcus Smart.
No, but Draymond Green, actually, his first intention is to pass. He's a pass first guy. I feel like Marcus Smart, even now, is a shoot first, then pass second. Like, Draymond's always looking for the open, move the ball, always playmaking and dish it out to somebody and stuff, like, before he even thinks about being aggressive and scoring. I feel like that's a lot star option and resort for him. Marcus Smart, he's, still, I feel like to this day, his mentality is looking to score. Like, he'll pass, but like he's also, looking to get his and looking to get buckets. When Draymond doesn't really look to get buckets like that, and is looking to destroy teammates.
It's too late. It's the NBA. Let it loose, bro.
Let it fly. Is that what you're saying? You should.
Every time you try to limit Marcus Smart, man, it's just not good.
It throws him off.
It really does throw him off, and I feel like he feeds into that sometimes. And shots up, he's able to see guys, moving. Because last night he tried to make some passes that were like, "What are you doing?" To pass some guys. Him in the paint where dude just came through and grabbed the ball. Turnover again. After he had 2 points last night. He had 2 points last night. Al Horford had 2 points last night. We weren't penetrating, no kick out. Shots weren't falling. Even Peyton Pritchard's shots wasn't even going in there, So that's really the key, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get that dribble penetration and then that kick out there, to let guys open a little bit. And it looked like Steph Curry was playing a little defense out there too last night.
He was, right. And also Robert Williams had 2 points. So you had 3 starters, 3 out of your 5 starters in the lineup for the Celtics have 2 points. Like, that's just not going to cut it and get it done, especially in the finals. Or in any game, particularly the finals, you need a lot more production from, those guys. And, and it's like those, and I feel like Tatum and Brown in the second half were silent, quiet. I mean, Tatum, had 21 points in the first half, same as Steph Curry in the first half of game 1, and then game 2 he had 21. Then he only had 7 second half. So I don't know what it is going on with this team in the second half and the lack of scoring production and being effective on offense. But they kind of just disappeared and went like ice cold and stuff. And just one last point I want to make is, did you guys get the feeling, because I got this feeling that they kind of got satisfied and complacent and content with just winning one game in Golden State and kind of took their foot off the gas and kind of were just chilling and on cruise control in the second half and kind of just okay, we got our one game, we did what we had to do. With the worst, we're going back 1-1. We can, say we don't need this game tonight. So, so we can kind of not tank it, but
I don't think so. I think if you saw the first half, it was a very competitive first half. It was toward the second half. I just think what happened with those guys is when the offense is not flowing, they start to force things, and that's what caused a lot of the turnovers. And it
affects them on defense too.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So I thought they just couldn't get back to what they were doing in the first half. And also when the shots are not falling like that, it's hard to win, right? And I don't think the Celtics are gonna have multiple games where the shots is just not falling the way it wasn't falling last night. So I mean, I have the Celtics winning this series, and I still feel this way. I think that game 1 win was extremely impressive, even though Golden State was winning by 15. But the way they played defense toward the end of the second quarter and then toward the end of that game and just taking over, I just think it's hard not to like the Celtics in the series by the way they played in the first game. I know second game, I don't think they got complacent, but I think once things weren't working in the second half, it was like, okay, we got the job done. We got one game out on the road. Let's go back home. But, just like Joe was saying earlier, we haven't been great at home. So,
5-4.
What good is it, really?
Slightly above average, yeah.
I think, before you continue, Barry, I think the frustrating thing about the Celtics, even though they made it to the finals, we still don't know what we're going to get game 3. I think that's the most, if you made it to the finals, I should know what I should be getting, but we still don't know what we're going to get. And that's the most frustrating part.
Yeah.
Hey, I do know they have not lost back-to-back games this whole postseason.
The favorites.
They have.
If that's the case, then we should probably be winning this whole thing, right? With that logic, but at the same time, man, we're facing the Golden State Warriors, man. And we do have a favorable record against them, but still, it's like I don't know, Joe, what would you think about the whole thing with Draymond and the technical thing? Against Jaylen Brown, he goes down and tries to pull his pants down, and then the guy comes on TV and he talks about how, when one guy has a tag, the ref has to take that into consideration. I'm like, so basically you're like, is the NBA admitting like you're deliberately not calling fouls just because of certain people have some kind of call on them?
Are you surprised? Like, come on.
I mean, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, did you guys just admit that shit?
Yeah. That's what happened last night. That's what happened to you. You were like,
oh yeah.
I fucking just really say that, you know what I mean? Yeah, guys, this is it's like I love wrestling, right? It's the WWE, man. It's
that's crazy.
Sometimes the shit's like seems predetermined, and I'll say this. I'm glad they let it fly, but it should have been reviewed, right? And
I thought they did review it. Especially
they reviewed it and they said we're not gonna call a tech on either play.
Yeah, we're just gonna call a common foul on Draymond Green.
Okay, I remember this now. I was fine with it, but then I saw the replay, and I'm like, oh my god, he just pulled his pants down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you have to show bare ass to get a technical? Is that in the rule book?
I guess that's what it takes in the level you have to go to in order to get someone technical, get their second tech and get out of directing the game. It's like, I don't know, I felt like the refs were scared to give that second tech and to get Draymond Green and get him out of another finals game. Like he's, like he really tries to endear them and see if they have the balls to call that second tech on them. Like he really pushes their, buttons, constantly, night in and night out, and really tries to test the rest and see if they're really about that and they're really gonna actually call those techs, even if it's even if he's already got one and it's gonna in potential get a second one. So I feel like he constantly does that all the time and really likes to, to instigate and really test those refs.
Just remember though, guys, they're gonna hear about it for 3 days. The refs, they're gonna hear about it
up until Wednesday, right?
So just if you're a Celtics fan, you're at home and you should have the refs on your back. It's right, guys. This has been going on for years. Remember the Doc Rivers run would be like, oh, we didn't get our calls tonight. The next night, boom, they're getting all the calls. And it's just like, hey, like LeBron James fouled out of a game once. Like it happened, and I wouldn't worry. See, I have the Warriors. I can't believe you guys aren't getting on me for having the Warriors.
No, but that was going to be my next question, actually. So I know you got the Warriors, but how did you feel after game 1, especially after the way they won game 1? How did you feel?
Do you know how I felt, to be honest with you? I felt like Draymond Green.
Oh.
Wow, really?
I felt like, all right, is Al Horford really going to do this another game?
But but how come you didn't feel like it's just into them really going to not play well or not score another game?
There was a part of me that maybe thought, oh, shit. They figured it out, man.
Because Curry had an unbelievable first quarter.
Yeah, They broke everything, right? Curry's record first quarter, their monumental third quarter that they had, and somehow they had a 40-point fourth quarter. They knocked every punch. The Celtics beat it, yes, for one game. It's a 7-game series. It's a 7-game series, y'all. It's 1-1. It's going to Boston for 2 games. I maybe see a split, but I see Golden State. Is how I see it. Whoever wins the next, probably the Celtics because they get the refs on their side. Warriors respond 2-2, going back to Golden State. I think Golden State wins. The Celtics try to protect home court. Golden State wins in Boston. They raise the trophy there.
Oh, well, I think the reason why I'm not getting on you is because I know you're a gambler, and I know that your pick is not based on. It's not based.
It's a little bit informational, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly. It's not based on like fan favorite. It's based on like where the money's going and so on and so forth.
If the Celtics come back to win, I'll come back on. You guys just give it to me. I'll be like, come on, because here's the deal. I want the Celtics. I want them to prove me wrong. Like, you know how like sometimes you're like, yeah, they won't do it. Hope you don't get excited, hoping that because when we're very confident, right? Like we're all Patriots fans, right? Super Bowl every year. People are like that with the Celtics. It's just that you're going against the guy who can't change the game of basketball in Steph Curry. He wants his 4th ring, bro. Like, that's 4 rings, man. He's 2 more away from Jordan. He can get there. And I say I'll never compare Michael Jordan and Steph Curry. I'll never do it. But Steph Curry has changed the game. The guy who the volume shooting is the league now.
And he's been
throwing in the Shaq, and those days are over.
He's been beaten before.
Can you shoot the basketball? Can you make volume shots? Can you dribble like you're the man? Steph Curry does it all, and he's a great dude, a great family. He's just a great. He's great, guys. I mean, he could be Tom Brady. I mean, it's better. Don't get me wrong. The guy has changed the game, and I'm not betting against that guy.
I hear you guys. I hear, but I do have to go before I go and head out early, unfortunately. I do have the Celtics winning in 6. So I'm going to stick with that, even with what we've seen the last 2 games in this series. I got the Celtics winning in 6, winning the Larry O'Brien trophy, and putting up again Ben 18 in Boston, in Beantown, in the Garden in Game 6. So I feel like that's what's going to happen, moving forward in this series, and that's how I see it, playing out. And I'd want to see them get. I don't think they can. As well as they play on the road, I don't think they can win a Game 7 in Golden State. I don't want to see that. I want 6 in Boston. So I feel like that's the best, case, scenario for the Celtics to win this series.
What are you guys' predictions?
Yeah, that was mine right there. So,
I mean,
but I do have to get going, so I will catch y'all guys.
I'm going to hear, but I'll let you guys do your predictions, and we'll catch up before football season back.
No doubt, absolutely. I'll hit you up. No doubt. We'll have you back on again and talk
about
football. Absolutely. All right, take care, guys. Have a good night.
What do you got, John, for a prediction?
Man, I want the Celtics in 6 because a 7th game in Golden State is very, very scary to me. I know we did it against Miami, winning two on their – I mean, we won 3 on their court. I mean, my heart says Celtics in 6. My head says, Golden State in 7.
I'm picking the Celtics, man. I'm picking the Celtics. However it goes. If it goes 7 games, I think the Celtics got it. I think it goes 6 games, the Celtics got it. I'm picking the Celtics. I just think defensively we're superior than them, and if we can stick defensively and stick to what we're doing, just like we did game 1, because I just don't think you guys understood how game one was. Like game one, we shouldn't have won that game. Just like you said,
We shouldn't have, for sure.
Just like you said, Joe, they threw everything at us. They had an unbelievable first quarter, an unbelievable first half, an unbelievable third quarter, and we stood every punch. So just the fact that we did that, I don't know. I got a level of confidence in the game that I think we'll take it.
I'll leave on this note. There's breaking news that just happened. The Boston Bruins just fired Bruce Cassidy, their coach.
Oh,
holy shit! Wow.
So we'll leave on that one. There's a breaking news business. You guys need a sounder, for breaking news.
That is crazy, for real. We need like a bell or something.
But that's a fall. He sounds like a fall guy to me, right? But
yeah,
if you think about it, they've done so bad on drafting that they blame the coach.
Yeah.
That's a story for another day, boys.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for having me, man. Let's catch up before football season.
For sure.
Yes, sir, Joe. Thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you guys. Take it easy.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now I got to think about that right there. Bruce Cassidy. A lot of things happening in Boston, man. But man, I'm watching the game last night, man. We haven't lost by that much, all season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And were you surprised that Ime pulled out the guys with like 11 minutes left on the clock?
I was not. But I don't know how to feel about it. I was not, because as soon as I saw 25 points, it was at the end of the third quarter, and I was like, man, this game is over. I mean, I just didn't see it, and I was thinking, yeah, he might pull. I didn't think he was gonna pull them out with 11 minutes left. I thought maybe towards 7 minutes or so, but as soon as he took them out, I was like, yeah, that's the right move. Get those guys right. This game is not worth it anymore. Get everybody back home. Let's get ready for the next game. But I feel as though Ime usually wants those guys to fight for everything, so it was interesting to see him definitely take them out. But sometimes you just have to fight the right battle, right? And know when to fight. So I think it was right, because we went out there and we did what we were supposed to do.
Yeah. I feel like that was like a pop move right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yo, you guys are not doing anything good out here. You know, why are you guys on the floor if you guys are not going to play up to the standards? You know what I'm saying? Now, you're going to watch the rest of this damn game and get your fucking mind right, because, like, you guys are throwing the ball away every time you're going up the court, and it doesn't make any sense.
If you're not going to play to win, why play? If you're not going to play to win, why play?
They do get complacent, especially when we're up, or we're up a game, and maybe get a little overconfident. I'm like, Jason, stop wearing the Kobe and Michael Jordan shit. Just come to fucking play, man. You know what I'm saying?
I think
don't let these guys get in your head.
I think people are getting so tired of that Kobe shit.
Yo, I'm like, dude, all right, man, enough, man. You're not Kobe, okay? Like, you're great. I love you. But, like, focus on the damn game, all right? We're not here to watch you and your pre-game wardrobe and shit like that. But, game 3 on Wednesday, we'll see how that goes, man. What do you think? We'll take – we haven't lost back-to-back games.
We haven't lost back-to-back games.
Or we take this one?
No, we have to. We have to take this one. We're back in the Garden. The Garden is going to be popping. The fact that we haven't lost back-to-back games is in our favor. Nah, I see us winning this.
I hope so, man. I feel like when things haven't happened, then you're kind of like, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dang. Because then they go down 2-1 versus the Heat.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I hope we don't lose back-to-back, because that would be pretty bad. Yeah. But, I'm not overconfident, because we've lost a lot of games on our home court, over this postseason. But, I feel like it's a really crucial game, And if you're gonna figure things out, like you have to figure it out next game, man.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And hold these guys, go up 2-1 and put the pressure back on them. I feel like even though we're 1-1, the pressure is still on Golden State because everybody expects them to freaking, win in 5 or sweep or whatever. So we're playing with house money right now. So, we'll see how the game goes, man. But for the viewers, if you're still watching, make sure you please subscribe to the channel. Comment. We'd like to hear your thoughts. Like the video, share it. That's how you support the channel. Go to the next level, and please make sure you following Joe Murray. I believe it's Joey Murr on at Twitter, and make sure you following us on all social media platforms. That's at ProFan Sports on everything except for Instagram. That's ProFan_sport. All right. Until next episode, man. We'll catch you. Peace out.
Peace out.